Joe from Joe K Models here. Okay, so got the AS12 bare metal silver on the airplane. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to seal it in with a clear coat, and I'm just going to use this Pledge Revive It floor gloss to do that part. I'm going to do 2 to 3 light coats of that to seal it in, and then after that a very light mist coat of hairspray to assist me after painting, to do some various chipping things. But then after I get that hairspray on, I'm going to go ahead and apply the main colors onto the airplane. So I've got the light blue and the XF58 olive green ready to go after that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. Okay, now I have the airplane sealed. As you can see, it's a little bit shinier now that I got that on there. But now the next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to add some hairspray over the model. I'm not going to go overboard with it, but just get a little bit on there so that way once I paint over it I can start doing my chipping effects and whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and spray some right into my airbrush and then just do a coat on the top and bottom of it. Okay, and now we have the hairspray on there, so next it's time to actually start laying some paint down. So for the underside I'm going to be using XF23 light blue, and pretty much it's going to be all of the underside that's going to get this color, as well as the underside of the back here. So I don't have to worry about being too precise with this. I can just make sure that I get good coverage, and then once I start actually laying down the green on top of it, then I'll get into a little bit of masking and that type of thing. So just going to be doing really thin layers of the light blue and building it up. So a decent amount of thinner to paint ratio, probably about 60% thinner to 40% paint. So alright, let's get started on that. I know there's a lot of different ways to airbrush. Some people prefer to have a full mixture set up, and that's fine. The way that I typically do this as I go is I have this like eyedropper, and it could either be full of isopropyl alcohol or thinner or whatever I'm using as a thinner to the paint. And all I do is I grab some up like this, and I put a little bit into the cup here until I can start to see it come up. Just so, I don't know if you can really see it with the light, but I can basically, it's just below the rim of where the cup starts. And then all I do is I have my paint here, and I just take a paintbrush, dip it in here, get a decent amount, and then I just mix it in the cup like this. And I have to stop every so often and refill it, but this seems to give me a pretty good mixture as I go. I haven't had any issues with it, but I just wanted to pause and just show you guys how I how I go about it. And I've tried like mixing up a whole batch of paint and just doing one shot, and I don't know, I prefer to do this because I have a little bit more control, and I'm doing a lot of light coats over the model, so I'm not in any rush to lay paint down. So anyways, maybe that'll help somebody out, but I'm going to keep going and finish this up, and I'll be right back. Okay, and after going over this several times with the airbrush, everything turned out pretty good. I'm happy with the coverage that I got, and I just try to spray the same way that the airflow would go across the plane, and maybe concentrate inside of the panels a little bit to give it a little bit of a depth. You know, it's obviously going to be more pronounced if, you know, you're doing black basing and then also like putting in different tones and colors before putting over that spray. But because it's bare metal, it's you know, it's not quite as pronounced, but I still try to do a little bit of that. But overall, I'm happy with the way that it came out. So I'm gonna let this fully cure. So the next step is, you know, really going to be masking the airplane in preparation for adding the olive green color on top of it. And just looking at the directions here, you know, you can see like parts of the engines down here are green, you know, underneath the wing. So I'm gonna have to do some different types of masking down there just to get those colors the way that I want them to be. But yeah, so that's where we're at right now, and you know, I'm excited to keep going on it. I think once I get that second green on there, it's really going to start to come alive, so very excited for that. But anyways, thanks for joining me. This is Joe from Joe K Models. I'll catch you on the next vlog.